We a family. We stick together. Why you think they call us lions?
I guess the big bad folks upstairs wasn't ready for me to check out yet.
You get knocked down, we get back up.
You know I'm back, like I never left.
I got the love of my family behind me.
That man is everything to me and my boys.
Another day, another breath.
You up to something, I saw you.
I don't think you understand what you saw.
It don't take a PhD to figure out you running game.
I feel glorious, glorious,
Consorting with the enemy. That's the definition of treason.
You've been a snake since day one.
Wow.
I made it through the darkest part.
Cookie ruined my life's work, and I intend to see her suffer by destroying each of her offspring.
This season, Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker joins Empire.
I feel glorious,
It's important that we fight this fight.
feel glorious, glorious.
You gonna remember me.
I don't think so, dear.
I'm Cookie Line, baby. I'm unforgettable.
What is going on, everybody? I am Adele Platon from Tidal, and to my right, I have the creator of Empire and star Lee Daniels and star of Empire, Jussie Smollett. How are you guys doing today?
What's up,
We
y'all?
good.
We doing good. We doing good. We doing.
You know,
We here.
6 o'clock on a Monday.
Yup.
You guys have been putting in work. So before we talk about the crazy Wednesday that is about to unfold on September 27th, let's talk about the clip that we just saw. You know, we see Lucius and Cookie develop a sort of different dynamic in their relationship in this coming season. How do you think their relationship evolves this go-round?
I think that hopefully they'll get together finally. You know, it's nice to see love. They've been apart for such a while, so hopefully but we never know. Any curveball could happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
And-
the exciting part about being a part of the Empire, because anything could happen to the left, to the right. It depends on how these actors are acting.
What made you say to you and your team, you know what, maybe it's time to kind of build up this plot?
It's time. I want them to be together. You know, there's so much negativity in the world today. It's so much, everybody's separating. It's time to find love. Really. It sounds corny, but it's,
Speaking of separating, you have the Dubois family stepping in as well, and it seems like they're really trying to give it to the Lion family.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's going to take another family to tear the Lions apart?
You know what we found? We found from the fans that what they really want to see is the family. They don't really care about all the spectacles of even though we're very excited about Demi and very excited about Forrest and Tay, they want to see the family. The fans want to see what's happening with the family. So that's what we're going to really focus on this season is the family. That's what happened in the first season.
Jussie, from your standpoint as Jamal Lyon, what do you hope people learn this go-around about the Lyon family that they may not have discovered in previous seasons?
Well, I think that with the same thing that the Lion family's kind of discovering this season is just, we tend to have all this petty infighting, and we see where it got them, and it got them nowhere fast. All of these years of just fighting each other, and now I feel like it kind of took another family, so to speak, to make them see how much they need each other. It was a huge adjustment for Cookie coming out of prison and everything like that, and everything was kind of the time to kind of settle everything, and now we do see family. I mean, I know that's kind of been the running theme that we keep on talking about throughout this whole press run for the show coming back, but it's true. It's all about family and this idea that this petty infighting, you could be so much stronger together than if than the whole divide and conquer crap.
As you get to see everything unfold firsthand because you're on set every single day. But as a fan, as a consumer, what are you most excited that fans get to see?
The first 8 minutes that we're not supposed to talk about of the first episode.
So don't talk about it.
So I'm not talking about it.
You got your boss right next to you.
I'm literally, and they ain't gonna shoot Jamal again. This time he might die. So yeah, I'm gonna be real good about that. But no, the first 8 minutes, which I'm absolutely shocked that has not gotten out there. And I think it's because y'all are smart. You didn't give the first episode away this time, so nobody really knows. But it's
juicy.
That's it. And just stop it at that. I'm gonna just shut up now.
For Jamal specifically, what can we expect from your love life in this coming season? It seems like you might have a potential bae.
Yeah, well, Oh, there's a baby there. I was gonna say something, so I won't say it.
Where?
I was about to say
Where?
Jamal, the baby right there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I know you're not a baby. I know that you
Yes.
you are a young woman. You're a young girl. You're not a baby. I don't much respect. Yeah, Jamal. Jamal is interesting with his love life because he has a lot of people. Like I went down the list of the characters that Jamal has been. It was Michael, Ryan, Sky Summers, Alicia Keys, shout out. Some of y'all ain't like that storyline. I liked it. And then there was D Major, Phillip, and now Warren. That is literally roughing like probably 1 3/4 person per like half of a season.
That's called a hoe.
But I was gonna say that.
That's
but the
called a
baby's
hoe.
right there. I swear that's the exact word I was gonna use, but the baby's right there. And so now that we know
The
that
baby
that's the
don't
word
know
I was
what a
gonna
hoe
use,
is.
let me break it down. Jamal isn't what he said. But Jamal's the worst kind of what he said because Jamal is that, but don't think that he is. So this time around, we finally see that Jamal is settling down, and he's settling down with what he thinks is a really good guy, and it's his one. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we, as the viewers, which I think is both sad and really exciting, we're seeing this relationship, and we know that it's not right. We know that he's a Dubois. We know that he is being, the puppet master played by the great Felicia Rashad is just, playing with him all the way to the bank. But Jamal doesn't know that. So for us to watch that, it's really sad because you also understand and they show why Jamal would feel safe enough to fall for someone like this, but it's not real. So it's a little stressful, but it is what it is.
For sure. I mean, Lee, were there certain themes in this season that you got to explore that you may not have had the opportunity to before?
I tell you, what we wanted to do was really go back. I stress it again. It sounds like I'm repetitive, but I really wanted to go back to the family because we sometimes we think that it's almost like making a cake with too much frosting on it and sprinkles and icing and stuff. And so when the fans just want to see this family together as a unit. So just the struggles of what the family is going through. What the African-American family is going through, that is universal.
And here's the other thing is that we don't lose any of the drama. Here's the thing, is like we are good, but it doesn't lose any of the drama.
What's going on behind the scenes is just as good as what's going on in front of the camera.
That's true too.
Was there an idea that you kind of threw away because it just felt too outlandish? I mean, for those who haven't seen the finale, Lucius kind of gets into an incident.
Okay, so for all of you that follow, Rhonda died, and we was so right. Oh my God, we were so. But somebody had to go. So it was really.
They had to kill off somebody.
We were so
depressed.
And the whole cast, especially me and Taraji, like we were.
I didn't even come
y'all,
there. I did not even come for the
please.
set. When they shot her, when they shot her death scene, I didn't even come. That was like, So what I said was, let's bring her back as Wanda, her twin sister. And so we really were going to bring her back as like Wanda.
You laugh, but it happens.
I liked it. I liked the idea, but she got another television show. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Caitlin's doing great. Caitlin went to the White Empire. She's on Nashville now. So she's doing just fine. She's amazing. And I love her. We talk to her all the time. She's family forever. But yeah, we were so sad because it really is like losing a
family member.
A family member, To not be on the set with her every day is not fun, but he keeps on saying like somebody had to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also mentioned this before that now you have Forrest Whitaker and Demi Moore coming into the fold. What kind of dimensions do they bring to the show with their characters?
Really exciting working with Forrest because Danny and I worked with him on The Butler. So it was exciting to work with him again on this. A gravitas. He brings a gravitas, I'm so excited to work with him on our show here in that he brings an elegance, an understated quiet class that we need with all them loud asses over there at the Lion's house.
That's so shady.
And how about Demi?
And Demi brings treachery. Oh my God. Whoa, hold your horses, Nurse Ratched. She's coming for you. Yeah, she's coming for you. She's coming for you. We love her. Yeah.
Jamal, have you had the chance to pick up, a few gems from them, from just working with them?
We're in an interview, Jussie.
He don't like that. You cannot call him, I call him Jamal. He gets mad when I call him Jamal. I call him Jamal on the phone sometimes.
Well, I don't mind when I'm called Jamal on set, and I don't mind.
Do you mind when I call you Jamal in real life?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because my mother named me Jussie.
That's true. Noted and noted.
Yeah, but your paycheck is Jussie.
And my paycheck is Jussie Smollett, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But so that's all good. But when fans yell out Jamal, that doesn't stress me out because that's who they know me as. And with every single episode, it's less and less and less. So that doesn't bother me. But it is my duty if someone calls me Jamal to be like, it's no problem. I'm not gonna be like, yo, you call me Jamal. But it is a thing of like, Jussie, it's good. It's no problem, but that's not my name. So it's all good.
All right, let me rephrase that again. Jussie, have you picked up any gems? Have you picked up any gems from Demi and Forrest from just, working with them?
Yeah, Forrest is one of the kindest people I've ever met. And just what inspires me is seeing the people like Forrest, like Demi, who are so successful and have been successful for so long, yet are the most professional, are the most kind, not just to us, because to me, you don't get credit for being nice to us. You get credit for being nice to the people that you think can't do anything for you or can't call up Lee and be like, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And they're nice to everyone. And it's funny because the biggest stars that come on our show, usually the ones that are, I should say, the biggest stars with the longest careers are the ones that are usually the kindest, most generous, most unselfish artists of all. And right now, we're working with true thespians this season. You know what I'm saying? We have Forrest Whitaker, we have Demi Moore and Taye Diggs and Felicia Rashad. You know what I'm saying? So these are true artists, and we step up our game. I know I do. It makes me want to be better. It makes me want to step up my game. It makes me, like the other day, I was like, I shot my first scene with Forrest. I'm like, I'm not being caught dead looking at my sides, looking at my script. Like, I'm going to make sure when I get there, you don't see nothing. You just see me saying my lines because, but that's great. That's good for us.
I've never seen you, maybe I've never seen you look at your sides.
I don't. I try to always be off book, but y'all be giving us some long.
All right, already, this is live. This is live. Remember when they said this is live?
Lee, switching gears to Star.
Yeah.
You've voiced in the past
What'd you say?
Star?
Yeah.
You voiced in the past that you wanted to shed a light on race relations and injustice against minorities.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you to do that?
Because nobody else is, and you have to. People, you got to keep. I think the great thing about having this man in our office right now is that it gives artists the power and the courage to speak out, and that's what I'm trying to do with both of the shows. And though it is a very depressing time, it's an exciting time creatively.
Jussie, I know that you've also been active in the music business as well, and you released a song called FUW. Why did you feel that that song was the perfect way to soundtrack what's going on?
Because I was so angry. I was so angry when he got elected, and I was so angry when he even ran. I was so angry that he exists. But with that said, we have to find a way, and I know firsthand that I have to find a way to take that anger and kind of steer it into something positive. And the only real thing that I know how to do for certain is to turn something positive with my art. So it wasn't a single. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't a part of my album. It wasn't something for Empire. It wasn't to promote anything. There was nothing to promote at the time. It was just a statement and how I felt. And that's the thing. Like, we're all artists at the end of the day. So regardless of how big all of this gets, it's wonderful. But at the same time, we have a voice. And I feel like I was and I say this with all the humility in my heart, but I feel like I was using my voice and I was using my platform before y'all knew who I was. Now that y'all know who I am, some of y'all know who I am, some of y'all might not know who I am, but the fact is that if millions of people are listening to you, you should say something worth hearing. And it was, and then I ended up using the video as my reel, and they let me direct an episode of Empire because of it. So, you know, it's all good. But that was just, I wanted to, it was a song and it was a video for the people. It was a song and it was a video for the oppressed. That's all it was for. It was for us. It wasn't for him. It wasn't for his supporters. It was for us. It was for people of color. It was for women. It was for Muslims and Jews and Christians and Buddhists and Hindus. It was for everybody. It was for the LGBTQ community. It was for everybody. You know, it was for Flint and Standing Rock. You know what I'm saying? So for that, it just was important. To me, it was important, and I recorded it randomly on President's Day. Wrote it, produced it with Jim Beans, recorded it, and then 8 days later I was doing the video because I knew visually what I wanted. So that was that.
In turn, you see the Emmy Awards and people like Aziz Ansari, Lena Waithe, Donald Glover, all winning, these prestigious awards. Lee, are you very conscious about the people that you give opportunities to because, like Jamal, sorry, Jussie.
She did it again.
That's all right.
I caught myself. I caught myself.
Yeah.
Because, like Jussie just said, he was able to direct an episode because he was able to be given that freedom to truly express how he felt.
Right. I don't think we do things for awards. The minute you start thinking about awards, we're in the wrong business. You do things for the work. You do things for yourself. And the minute you start trying to chase an award, you got a problem. We got a situation. It's nice to receive recognition from your peers. It's nice. It feels good. But I never start out with trying to get an award, because the minute I start there, then it's downhill from there. And so that's a problem. But yes, it's exciting because along my career from the very beginning, people know me from Empire, but from the very beginning, from Monsters Ball, I've been trying to support and give not just actors of color life, but crew and writers of color along the way from Monsters Ball on, which has been 17 years ago, 16 years ago. I don't know. Is it 17 years ago? I don't know. Oh, I'm old.
As creators and creatives, how do you feel like you have expanded your personal empires since season 1 until now?
What does that mean? Say again?
How have you expanded your personal empires? Like, how have you evolved creatively from season 1 until now?
Well, I have 3 other television shows outside of Star and Empire, and many more in the oven. And it's exciting to give people of color and women and people of a diversity an opportunity. That excites me more than the product itself. If we fall, guess what? I'm falling with us.
Jussie, what would you like to add to that?
What has wait, say it again. I'm sorry. I was just on what you
said. How have you evolved creatively from season 1 until now?
I have been forced to be much more of a fearless artist. I feel like I was always fearless with my music, but when it comes to acting, I have been forced from day one. The second that I stepped foot into the audition room to meet Lee Daniels, he forced me to. What Lee does, and this is why he gets such great performances out of all of his actors across the board, is because he holds up a mirror to you, and then he expects you to do the work to kind of strip yourself down and then build yourself up as the realest version of yourself that you possibly can be. And that was not, especially playing a character like Jamal, who is very much so like me and also very much so not like me. It was not the easiest thing at first, and I did run into running back into childhood things and dealing with all of that stuff. And it's not always easy because you're like, so I was hired to do this job. Why the hell did this turn into therapy? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's important, and I've grown as an artist. I've grown as a person, just fearless if you want to work with Lee Daniels, you just have to be fearless anyway, period. but I've grown, and I go after what I want, and as long as I'm doing it with beautiful intentions, that's all that matters. That's what I've learned probably best from him, is that as long as you go into what you do with good, beautiful, pure intentions, whether it's a success or whether it fails is really not the issue. You can always create something else. You know what I'm saying? You can always create another song. Y'all aren't always gonna like the music that I put out. You're not always gonna like every episode of Empire. You're not gonna like every movie that one of us do. But we continue to create, because that's what we do, because we're artists. And sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. But that's what I've learned from watching someone like him. It's what I've learned from being on Empire, for sure.
And that's a beautiful note to start asking our audience to give some questions for Lee and Jussie.
Hey.
Yes, girl, Black Lives Matter. Come through, shirt.
It's very exciting to see y'all.
Jussie, he's cray.
It's very exciting to see y'all. Y'all are some very influential people to me. It's nice to see you again, Mr. Daniels. It's nice to see you for the first time, Jussie. I've been waiting for this. So overall, just as an aspiring entertainer myself, I hope and know that I'm going to work with you one day, but I also just wanted to ask you just first off, since you have created so many of my favorite films and TV shows, from like Precious to The Butler to even Empire now, I want to know what are some strategies and advice you have for creating just a story and something developing in general. And Jussie, I want to know what attracted you to Empire even before it like really blew up.
Story.
Yeah.
Story. You have to keep people thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that the media has always underestimated the intelligence of the American public. We are smart. We want to see. Am I allowed to curse? I'm live, right?
You already
Well,
did.
there's a baby.
Oh, we
there.
can't curse. I want to see stuff that
there.
matters. I need to see stuff that makes me think, that makes my heart beat, that makes me cry, that makes me. I need to feel. I need to make you think. So I think that's where I start. Jussie,
What was your question to me, boo-boo?
what attracted you?
Oh.
Jussie, what attracted you to
Having a job. Because I was tired of taking daggone headshots and all that stuff. Yeah, man. No, I tired of having my car repossessed. That's true, but no, I read the script. First of all, my older sister had sent, we have this group text message thread of all of the siblings. And my older sister sent me a link, and it was like Variety or Hollywood Reporter, one of the trades, and it said that Lee Daniels and Danny Strong were going to do a hip-hop musical for Fox. I'm like, hip-hop, that means there's gonna be some black people in there. Musical, that means there's gonna be some singing in there. I'm black and I sing. So I called up my manager and I was real indignant. Like, yo, it's pilot season, bro. Like, why am I finding out about Lee Daniels and Danny Strong doing Empire in the trades, but I ain't finding out about it from you? And he's like, calm down. I'm sending you the script now. And he asked me what character I wanted to try out for. So I read the script and I'm like, bruh, Jamal. And then I went from there and I slid up in Lee's DMs and sent him a headshot. Okay. And told him that I wanted to be Jamal.
A really elegant letter. It was a very, very classy, he comes from a classy family, because his sister sent me his sister auditioned for The Butler and did the similar thing post her getting the job. It was just the most beautiful letter, and it was similarly written. He just wrote me a very elegant letter, like why it was that he should have this role.
What touched me is that it was literally the most honest thing that I had ever read. I mean, like, script-wise, it was the most honest thing that I had ever read, and I was like, how is this gonna be on Fox? I really didn't get it. I was like, I said, it's probably gonna be on Fox, and then they're gonna not pick it up, and then we'll probably go to like HBO or Showtime or FX or something like that. But this isn't gonna be on Fox. And then I'm like, they're gonna show on Fox like people getting, a little baby boy getting thrown in the trash by his father? Like, how are they gonna do that? It's network television. Then it was like, but it's network television Lee mixed. So, you know, and then when I sat with Lee, he just was so open. That's the dope thing about Lee, too, is that in the audition, you may not even have the job yet, but he's so honest and open about what he wants for the show, you know, regardless. And so there's just a level of honesty all around Empire that I really appreciated and I really respected and I really wanted to be a part of. I felt like the second that I read the role of Jamal, I knew at that moment that everything else that I had auditioned for was not mine and that was mine. I knew it. I knew it. So I had to go after it.
Hello. First, I want to say how much I love the Empire and I love your music. I want to ask you, with Lucius Lyon's amnesia, would his sons take an advantage of his condition for their careers, or would they stay loyal to him?
See, you asking for spoiler alerts.
She's tricky, Jussie. She's tricky.
That was a real nice question. You stood up real nice, real classy, like. It's, oh, God. I'm going to talk until you say that I'm saying too much, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we did a Q&A yesterday, and poor Yaz. Yaz was there with us, and Yaz literally, Lee scared that poor boy so much.
Because he know not to tell storyline.
But Yaz
he was fitting to tell storyline.
Yaz slipped up the day before when we were doing press, so Lee was like this. And that freaked that boy out so much. He was so nervous. We like, why is Yaz not even speaking on this panel? Yaz like talks all the time. And all of a sudden Yaz like, What the hell is that? But,
we have to be careful, Jussie, not tell the story, you know what I mean?
I won't tell it. No, the brothers see a different side of their father. For instance, Jamal, his father doesn't remember the person that he was. So his father is actually completely open-minded about him being gay, which is like, Lucius, really? This is the first time that we've seen Lucius with no ulterior motives connected to what he says. Usually it's like, oh, I love you, Jamal. We've seen Jamal and Lucius have moments before, but usually it's connected to, I need you to help me fight Cookie. I need for you to help me fight for the Empire. I need for you to do a song. There's always something connected to it. Now he's just completely kind and caring and genuine, so it's a different vibe. I totally dodged your question, and I think I did a good job.
Well, here's the thing, because, you know, with Lucius, he's so good. Terrence is so good as an actor that even when he is, when he's playing like he don't remember and kind, I'm still like, you know, he's scary. He's really brilliant at what he does.
You sometimes call him Lucius?
Like Lucifer.
You sometimes call him Lucius?
No.
No.
No, I don't. No. No, I call him his other name from The Butler sometimes. Anyway. Next question.
We got time for one more.
Hi, Jussie and
Better
Lee.
walk up here and take your moment.
How you doing? Push through. Push through, baby.
Have to.
Push through.
Have to.
Yes.
Opportunity.
Baby Oprah.
Opportunity.
In red.
Yes.
So my question is for both of you. Congratulations on season 4. I am so excited to watch the launch. In all of Empire's glitz, glamour, and decadence, I find it interestingly that you still managed to confront such topical issues such as women's incarceration, social injustice, and just family dysfunction. You kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but how do you find that balance of entertainment without trivializing or making light of such heavy issues? And Jussie, you have such a lively...
First of all, I love that question. That was a joke question. Like, that was great. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You have such a lively and electric personality. How do you manage to get into character with such heavy narratives?
Why don't you answer first?
I'm lively sometimes, but I'm actually just really emotional. So whatever emotion I'm feeling at that time, I feel it all the way. I'm a Cancer. That's right, boo. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. My sister over there with the fro. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So when it... I'm sorry.
We're live, Jussie. We're live.
I get in so much trouble because right now I just want to kneel for Cape and Nick. Kneel for calling.
Take a knee. Take a knee.
I'm sorry. I get in so much trouble. No, but how do I get to that place? It's. I have a lot of feelings. I really, really do, and I feel very, very deeply. Yeah. And
it shows.
You know, so it's not. It's. I like going to that place because I have to check myself sometimes to not go there in real life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to check myself to be like, just pull back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, because I see what happens in the world. I see, you know, anything, and I can literally like, I'm very strong. I'm very powerful. I'm very passionate about it, but I also can cry about it at the drop of a dime because it's so painful to me to watch. But with that said, Jamal gives me the opportunity to be as emotional as I want. And those scenes I actually really, really enjoy.
My favorite moment with him, I've told him this, is a moment that I directed. He was when in 201, the second episode, the second season, in the first episode of the second season, when Cookie slaps him, and Cookie slaps him at the doorway. And, I mean, that's Cookie's favorite right here, you know? And she slaps him, and you know, we already know that she's hitting her kids with brooms and shit. You know, that's the kind of mother she is, you know? And he stands stoically, and he says, "Are you done?" And she slaps him again, and he says, "Are you done?" And he starts to well up, which makes her well up. And then you see this tear coming down her face as he's closing the door stoically. And then you see him turn, and then you see him cry as he's walking away. To me, that's great acting, and that's why I'm in this business, to see these two great artists do their thing. So, and that's the reason why I'm doing this show. I get emotional thinking about it. It was so exquisitely, it's like I don't know, it's like an opera. But what was your question to me?
How do you find the balance of entertainment without trivializing the current
Well, that's the brilliance of the show. If you think about Dynasty, if you think about Dynasty and what they were doing, is what I wanted to repeat. We talk about controversial issues in the midst of music, in the midst of fashion, in the mix of comedy. So it's a really fine line that we're going back and forth from. Are we supposed to take this shit serious? Right. What is this? What is this? What is this world that we're in? But guess what? We're going to escape. I'm going to have you escaping from thinking about Trump for a couple minutes. That's for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here, can I just say this too? One thing is that we are a show that is rooted in pop culture. We would be frauds if we didn't deal with things that are actually happening in the world right now. So when we say on the show and we're dealing with police brutality or mass incarceration, the separation of families, when we're dealing with that, if we didn't deal with that, number one, we wouldn't be a Lee Daniels project. Right. Number two, we would be frauds. Like, how can we just glisten over everything as if nothing's really happening? And we a show full of black folks, too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that anybody should glisten over it. I don't care what show it is. You shouldn't glisten over it. You have a responsibility. But at the same time, we would be frauds if we didn't.
And as we tell the story, as we tell these stories, we tell it, it's again, a very fine line. We tell it through music. We tell it through fashion. We tell it through comedy, where you find yourself laughing, but why am I laughing at this? You know? And that's the way I sort of tell my stories.
Very good. I love that it's layered that way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was a beautiful question to end on. But before we get out of here, can you let the people know when and where they can tune in to Empire and Star this Wednesday?
Wednesday, Fox.
You don't even know. Do you not know the time, Father?
Yes.
Lee is the male Shonda Rhimes. He has his own night now on Wednesdays, original Big Daddy Wednesdays.
The original Big Daddy Wednesdays.
Oh God, I wish I could tell that story.
What story? Tell me, real quick.
not gonna let the audience know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so because I just said this. First of all, Fox Empire starts at 7 Central.
New time alert.
On Fox, new time alert on Wednesday, September 27th.
Very important new time
7
alert.
Central, followed by
Yes.
Empire's baby sister Star at 8 Central.
See, this is what happens when you don't have to be in the writer's room all day long. You got a nice, fresh mind, but go ahead.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
Okay, so look, when I first auditioned for Empire, right, I have this thing where I always close my eyes when I sing. When I sing a cappella, I always close my eyes, because it's like, what I'm opening my eyes for? There ain't no music. So I have my eyes closed. It's like a protection shield sort of thing. And I'm singing, and the first and I sang X Factor by Lauryn Hill. That was my audition song. That's right. And then, so I come into Lee, and I sang that song, and he's like, open your eyes, your beautiful voice, but open your eyes. And I'm singing, I'm like, it could all be so simple. And then I fill my eyes. But you rather... And I closed my eyes, and I remember leaving the audition, and I still have the video, because I videotaped everything, because I knew I was going to get it. And I videotaped it, and I videotaped myself. I was like, I hope I did not lose. Come on now. Wow. I was like, come on, L Boogie.
Yes, DJ. Sounds good, DJ.
So I closed my eyes again. I was like, I'm going to lose this part, because he's going to think that I can't take direction. So then he called me, and he's like, you've proven yourself, and I believe in you as an actor. I buy you, and I believe in you as a vocalist. I don't believe you as a performer, because you didn't perform. And I was like, and he said, and this is literally his exact, what he said. He's like, I want you to come in and sing that song. What's that song? What's that song? What's that song? What's that song? What's that white boy that was married to Paula? And I said, Robin Thicke. He's like, what's that song? What's that song?
Blurred Lines.
I said, Blurred Lines, like the biggest song out right now. And so I went in and I had to sing this. That's not the point. The point is I had to go to his hotel. I'm carrying my backpack because it's got my radio stuff in it, because I have to like play the music. And I have to go up and ask for his alias. And I have to go up there looking like a daggone escort. Go up in there with my bag. And I have to say, hello, I'm here to see...
The original Big Daddy.
The original Big Daddy. No, that's a lie. It's not. That's not his alias. His alias is
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
It just ruined my whole daggone story. I had to go up there and I had to be like, hi, I'm Jussie Smollett, and I'm here to see Big Daddy. And they're like, of course you are. I said, I don't know why I would tell that story, but I had to tell that story.
All right.
See, I know who's gonna die this season.
Oh, no! No spoiler alerts here. So Empire, 8 p.m., Star, 9 p.m., Fox, this Wednesday, September 27. Tune in. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.